So, this video is called Candace Owens is Fake and Gay, and we'll get to why it's called that later. But I mean, the broad strokes of it are just that a lot of things in society right now in America and our economy, etc., are very they're kind of based on nonsense. They're based on lies, and that's really what I'm referring to when I say fake and gay. When it comes to Candace Owens, Candace Owens, who much like Hassan Hassanabi Piker, I generally do refer to as Klandis Owens. I do that for the simple reason that despite the fact that she's getting popular from her breakdowns of the Justin Baldoni and I don't know what's her name, I don't remember the other lady involved, and that whole like back and forth suing thing, she's now getting involved in this Erica Kirk Egyptian plane whatever conspiracy stuff as well. But despite whatever she has going on, besides her old school kind of political plays, no matter what these things are, Candace Owens is still the same person in terms of her beliefs. And those beliefs are the kind of beliefs that, I would say around 1932, 30 maybe in Germany were kind of getting a little bit popular. That's what Candace Owens is all about, Candace Owens. But there's an issue, which is that a lot of people aren't recognizing that. And I think it's really interesting because, she's extremely, extremely popular. She's at her peak popularity. She's never been so discussed. And most of this is because of Charlie Kirk, but she's been building this for quite some time. What Candace Owens is doing, though, is nothing. It's nothing, revolutionary or extraordinary. It's just grifting. Now, Candace Owens is a grifter. Okay, fine, easy. Anyone can say that. But the issue with Candace Owens grifting for a lot of other like right-wing commentators is that Candace Owens is grifting the right way. Now, for a person with political beliefs, somebody who says, let's say, me, I'm a socialist. For me to grift and not like betray my beliefs, I would have to I don't know, maybe I could go to China and they could like pay me to talk about how beautiful socialism with Chinese characteristics is developing or something like that. But like that's really as far. There's not really many options for me to grift, for me to like swindle people out of money as a socialist because I have beliefs, I have moral, I have a moral code, whatever. Candace Owens is not. So Candace Owens is comfortable and probably even like in her element when she's just saying shit. She just got, oh well, this is just like when George Floyd died of fentanyl. What are you talking about? The woman's a little bit off of her rocker. But the reason that she's a more effective grifter is because she's honest in being able to just abandon these actual beliefs. Okay, on the internet right now, and this is has a lot to do with like the direction that American society is heading in general. On the internet, people are so disempowered. People are behaving like peasants. Really, we're kind of entering a new form of peasantry, and it's not even techno-feudalist. I was really interested in the Yanis Varoufakis book, Techno-Feudalism and things like that, and how big tech companies were going to reintroduce feudalism. And we're able to see the feudalism because of the tech companies. But I really just think income inequality is already cooked this country, man. These people are desperate. People are desperate and reaching out for anything, anywhere to give them some meaning, to give them some understanding in this world. And since Candace Owens doesn't care that some of the things she says are incompatible with the ideologies that guide her, since she doesn't care about abandoning those things, she can build something bigger than any individual ideology. So she's growing a really large audience and like weaving in her conspiracy stuff. But I mean, there's no real substance to any of it, and it's kind of on like an Alex Jones sort of thing. But these conspiracy theories, they're exciting a lot of people. They're almost sort of religious. And in my Marjorie Taylor Greene video, I talked about how Marjorie Taylor Greene is crazy but not stupid. Candace Owens is, I don't know, she's also crazy, but she's crazy, but not a real one. She has no investment in like the actual political ramifications of anything, which is why a lot of right wingers now are like, oh, Candace Owens keeps saying, Tim Pool, you may have seen recently, Tim Pool, oh, Candace Owens keeps saying that she's gonna I killed Charlie Kirk, it's whatever. These people, everyone's just fighting for a dollar, and Candace Owens got a lot of them right now, so she's a big target. But I think it's a little bit troubling that Candace Owens is able to gain this sort of prominence. I think so because she's stupid. She's stupid. Her ideology is stupid. The things she stands for are not good things. And so why are we as a society just allowing her to, why is there so much support for this type of thing? And it's difficult because, it's almost like conspiracies and, really grand narratives in general. They're so dramatic. They're so compelling. They're ensnaring. You can be a normal person one day, And now you believe actually that Hillary Clinton is dissecting babies in this pizza shop, and ooh, now what? You get a little bit of spice to your life. And I think a similar thing happened with QAnon. A similar thing happened with Alex Jones when he was still about the conspiracies. I think now Candace Owens is the chief conspirator in America. One of the biggest reasons this was able to happen, which I think can never, ever, ever be ignored, is the fact that in the Middle East, over the past, over 2 years now, there's a certain country whose name I will not mention, hopefully to not have my video be devanked in the algorithm. But there's a certain country that's been doing a terror campaign, an ethnic cleansing campaign, an erasure campaign against a group of people in the same region in the Middle East, and our media has basically treated everyone who has anything to say about that as if they are some sort of like monstrous anti-Semitic Candace Owens type individual. Our media treats everyone who has something to say about this conflict that is not just, well, this country has a right to defend itself. These people are treated as if they're already insane. And so what does that do for these conspiracy minded folks? They're not, because they don't believe in conspiracies, just because they're dumb. There's more to it than that, right? And so if you feel like there's something broken and you don't quite know what, and then you go on the internet, you go on the news, you're looking at the New York mayoral debate, for example, and you just keep hearing this country pop up. Oh my God, everyone's talking about this country. And you go, well, I know every time I see something about this country, it's always like dead children. I don't think I like the country too much. Now you are able to identify with being oppressed and being silenced and being shut down, marginalized, all these things. And these things are really what get you into that sort of conspiratorial thinking. Because now you have a community. Now you have people who are going to unite to stand against these powerful forces in society, and you're going to take them down. And if it wasn't for the fact that our media, and not even just over the last 2 years, but to this damn day, which is so embarrassing, refuses to allow people to talk normally about this country, people who can talk normally about this country, even while holding deeply, deeply problematic views. Candace Owens, plenty anti-Semitic. Again, 1930s Germany, that's where she would feel very safe, although I don't know if the skin color would help with that. Candace Owens, may she please be returned to her spiritual home place. But it doesn't matter that Candace Owens actually is, what the media describes as anyone who disagrees with the policies of this government, of that government. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because no one else gets to say anything. And a similar thing is taking place with Nick Fuentes. And it's bad. It's bad. I don't like where it's going, and I don't think it's going to have good outcomes for anyone in this country, but especially not people from minority groups. Because when you foment hatred like this, the hatred, you can't control where it goes. Hatred it's more powerful than a lot of other things. Anger is very similar. Anger and hatred often go, right on together towards wherever they're going. But yeah, so Candace Owens is on her conspiracy stuff, and it's getting a little bit out of hand. But to end off this video, I really want to go back to like the whole fake and gay thing. A friend of mine, one of my number one poli-sci homies, one of my goats, I have very many. She and I would last year always call, oh, it's fake and gay. Oh, what a wonderful way to describe things. I mean, because look at this society. When you think about the AI companies and Oracle and NVIDIA all having this stupid, nonsensical, circular financing scheme where they just pretend that money exists that doesn't exist. That's fake and gay, bro. That's crazy. Our whole damn society is becoming, just a series of different people and whatever scams they prefer. And so Candace Owens uses this term, and I'm so upset by that because Candace Owens is the definition of what at least I use that term to mean. And so if nowhere else, in this YouTube video, we can speak the truth. We know the truth. Candace Owens is indeed fake and gay. And the shit that she's talking about sometimes is fake and gay too, but none more than her. Candace Owens is not a real one. Candace Owens is in it for the bag. She's in it for the money. And she's getting it. She's winning. That's just how it is today. But I've got 2 more videos. They're going to be very, very exciting about some other perspectives on kind of what's happening in media today in America, but in general, America exports its culture, yada, yada. All right.